Hey, I'm Cole Bernier with Bowhead Corp. Today we're going to go over some riding tips to make sure you guys can hit the trails you want to hit. First thing is going to be body position. Elbows are a big key factor in this. Obviously there's not a huge amount of body position and fluctuation. Elbows you want to keep up, so not obviously exaggerated up to this point, but you want to keep nice and neutral to where you're in a position where you can withstand some impacts. If you're a little lower like this, it's going to kind of bounce you around a bit. You're going to be a bit out of control. So you want to try and keep a nice neutral position body-wise, not leaning forward too far, not leaning back. Nice and neutral. Like I said, elbows up. That way, if there's anything coming up, any berms or anything, you're kind of in that ready position, ready stance, ready to hit whatever's coming up on the trail. Second tip would be cornering. So once you have that body position figured out, it's good to always go practice in some parking lots, kind of get the hang for it, get the feel for that body position and where you want to stay neutral. Heading into corners, the biggest tip would be dropping your hips before you enter the corner. Lots of the time, if you're coming into a corner and you don't drop that hip in time, you're gonna push through the corner and the bike's gonna wanna pop up on you on one side. So dropping the hip, meaning if I'm taking a right-hand corner, turning right, I'm gonna try and drop this right hip into the corner before I actually engage into the corner. So coming in straight, I'm gonna initiate, drop my hip, push on the left side of my bars a little bit. And it's just gonna naturally bring the bike over and let it fall into that corner. Again, you're gonna try and stay in that neutral position where you're not falling into the corner, not being pushed out. It's good to practice them again in maybe an open field or a parking lot where there's no vehicles or anything, but get a hang for dropping that left side in. If you're gonna be turning left, coming in. Same thing with the right. You're gonna drop that right hip, which is gonna set the bike up to just naturally fall into that corner, and it's gonna turn you around perfect. Solid?
Yeah, solid.
Okay, so here's a little demonstration. Turning a right-hand corner. Again, you're gonna drop that right hip, initiating with letting that fall in, putting a bit of pressure on the outside of the bars to help you initiate the bike over to the right. And it's just gonna let you fall all the way over. It's a good practice. Again, nice to practice in a nice soft field where there's some dirt, maybe some grass, just in case you do find that fall over tip point. You're gonna tip all the way over, kind of fall. You can feel that left wheel getting a bit light. You can kind of just stay there and play with that so that you can kind of figure out those different boundaries for corners. So sometimes if it's a steeper corner, you're gonna lean in a bit more, but if you have that speed, it's gonna carry you through. So again, drop that left side, come over. And again, when you come out of the corner, you're gonna try and push against that left side of the bar here where you're leaning, and you're gonna push and pull back up top. So nice and neutral, right, drop that hip over. You can just place your hand down if you go too far. You come back up. Side again, drop that hip. It's just gonna naturally come over. Push against that bar, nice and straight. Again, notice the elbows, nice and up in a nice, strong, ready stance. You're not gonna be elbows down. It's kind of hard to pull or push on anything when your elbows are down like that. So again, if you're to either land on the ground or push somebody, you're not gonna have your elbows down and push them like this. You're gonna come from a nice, strong position as if you're doing a push-up. You're gonna push away, so same thing. Nice and strong, elbows up, and a good position to move forward and backwards. You have that nice smooth plane. So leaning in, you can pull back. If you're down here like this, you can see the bike just wants to fall over already. So nice and neutral position, nice and strong. Let the bike do the work, drop those hips, it's gonna fall over. Good practice. Get those points for the tipping. You can hit the trails. As you enter the berm, as any corner, you want to be prepped and ready to go before you are in that turn. So as soon as that berm starts, the entrance of it, you want to have that hip already dropped. So if we're going to be turning left, we're going to have actually a mix of both here. So be able to see a right-hand turn and then a left-hand turn. Again, you're going to focus on dropping that inside hip, letting that bike fall into the turn and just kind of feeling the center of it. So you're not falling into the turn, but not letting it push you out as well. Again, just keeping a nice neutral position with your elbows nice and level with your shoulders and your hands, kind of a straight plane down, not anything coming up. And yeah, you're just gonna keep momentum. Basically, speed coming into a berm, you wanna have the speed that you want for the berm as you enter the berm. So you don't wanna have to brake as you're in the middle of a berm. It's gonna wanna stand you up a bit. And then you're gonna lose momentum and you're gonna wanna fall into the berm after that. So focus on nice, smooth throttle control coming into the berm and just maintaining that speed all the way through it. And then if you want to gain some speed as you come out of the berm, then you can start to accelerate again and get that speed back going. So should we show you some demos?
So good.